Hello, guys. Hope you're all well. We are back. To my left, we've got Wads.
Hiya, how you doing?
I'm good, you.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Well, then, it's Peterborough on Saturday and the return of George Grant. I mean,
Mm.
he's going to be up fit. How are you feeling going into it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a game that, we need to win every game, of course, but I think given the fact we've been drawing a lot, I think every Forest fan knows all too well, we need to be winning this one. I think a bit more than normal. I say, if we don't win, I don't think it's disastrous or anything, but it would be a little bit concerning, I suppose, because we've only won one since we lost to Fulham, which was what September, October. So we do need to be winning today. Sorry, Saturday. Obviously, Peterborough are struggling. They've conceded the most goals in the league, I believe. I think it's conceded like 40 goals already. Yeah, in the relegation zone. So it's a golden opportunity, I think, to try and get 3 points. And it just gives us that confidence. And I know after that we've got a few games that I think are winnable as well. I know Swansea aren't doing as well. I think we've got Hull after that. So we have got games to try and make up for all these draws recently, and especially after 2 goalless draws as well. It would be great if we could go and get 3 points against Peterborough. And no disrespect to Peterborough, but they are an opponent that you look at and you think, yeah, you need to be beating them 9 times out of 10, really. And yeah, George Grant, remember him at Forest quite a while back now, but it'd be good to see him play. I wonder what reception he'll get, to be honest. But yeah, it should be a good game.
Definitely. I mean, it's nice that we are keeping a couple of clean sheets as well, which it's already built confidence, and it obviously shown in Samba because his confidence seemed to be coming back into him, which it's a nice feeling. I mean, on Friday, a couple of saves, he didn't really have much to do, so.
Yeah, he was brilliant against Luton. He's made that great save at the end, obviously the penalty save. I think I've seen a few people say this about him. I think the reason why him and the whole team really, but you can tell with Samba last season, the reason why we struggle is because I think Samba really does thrive off the fans. I think he always is like, getting the fans up, and we're getting him going as well. And I think because we weren't there for a whole year, it kind of hindered his confidence a little bit and the way he likes to play during matches. And I think obviously at the start of the season he weren't that good really, but of late he's been his old self. And even recently I've seen a few criticisms of him against Reading. I think people were saying, "Oh, I remember he just kicked it out into midair." People were saying, "Oh, do you give Horvath a go?" But I wouldn't do that at all. I'd definitely just keep Bruce in that. He's one of the best in the league on his day.
Definitely. It is, to be fair, and obviously he's thriving on that sort of consistent backline. Obviously, with everything going off the fullbacks, but with that consistent backline with Warwell, McKenna, or when he put Vince in there, it's like obviously it will give them that confidence and they're all on the same page as well, near enough now.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we have some brilliant defensive options, as we know, like Wall and McKenna. They're 2 of the best centre backs in the division, regardless of where we are in the league. They never have like a game below 7 out of 10. Even games that we lose, I don't think you can really criticise them that much. That they've never. I can't remember a time that McKenna's really made a mistake for us, which is in the whole year is pretty incredible. Obviously, we have Figs as well, who at times has been a bit of a liability, but if late he's been good in the Cooper, and obviously we have a lot of other options like obviously Mbuso and Eli. I've not even seen Eli play, of course, but we have good depth. Is the point? We can play 3 at the back. We can play 2 if we want. I think right now, given the fullback situation, we ought to be playing 3. Obviously, left back's really not ideal at the moment. I don't think Bong was quite as horrendous as he normally is on Friday, but he still wasn't exactly great. Let's just say that. And then of course we have, Jed at left back, right back even. We have great depth is the point, and we should make the most of it, of course.
Definitely. I mean, I want to talk upon about the fullback situation in the way, because obviously it's becoming quite a regular talk between Forest fans, because obviously with January coming up, and obviously with Colback coming back in from his suspension,
Yeah,
how would you play? I mean, I think we spoke about it against Luton as well. Like, would you
yeah.
throw him into that central midfield, or would you keep Bandit if we do play a back three?
Hmm. Yeah, it's a difficult one, really. I think everyone says that Colback, at the end of the day, he is a midfielder, and that's where he should be playing. But I think really we should be playing him as left back slash left wing back, because I think the re-emergence of Garner, him coming back into his zone, I think it's really harsh to drop him. And then we can see how talented a Hader is just based off one game. And then we even have players like Capo Reforna that aren't even getting a look in. Like, we've got some great options in midfield. So if we were playing Colback temporarily at left back for a bit, it could allow us to exploit a more talented area of the team, which is midfield, rather than left back, which is the thinnest area of the team by a mile. We've only got Low, and he's not even our player ultimately. Then Bong, then behind Bong, there's no one really, but just the academy players. So, I think really we ought to be trying to play the best players we have, regardless of what position they're playing in. So, play Colback. I think Colback does pretty well on the left. Obviously, it's not his actual position, but I prefer Colback to play than Bond, quite frankly. Yates can't be dropped right now, of course. And I don't want to see Garner get dropped the way he's playing. We're starting to get Garner back to his old self, seemingly, which is fantastic. And, I thought he was going to go back in January if he wasn't going to be playing as much. But I think he could be staying the way he's going. He's doing well again, thankfully. So yeah, I would play Colback at left back. Even and I think, Bong is just an option, but he shouldn't be. He cannot be starting every game, in my opinion. You only bring him on unless you really need him, in my opinion. He ain't. We all know Bong's. He gets booed by his own fans, which I think is it's questionable whether that's the right thing to do or not. It's not going to do his confidence any good. I get why fans do it, because he's terrible, but yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe it is a bit too far booing him. He's not going to do him any good, really, is it? But I'll be playing Colback at left back anyway.
Yeah. Obviously, we talked upon about George Grant. Obviously, we have got that bit of issue with Peterborough. I mean, for all the wondering throughout the last years, with obviously the Georgia Boyd 2020 vision debacle, and obviously, and the chairman speaking out about it's quite bad. So obviously, there's that bit of not so good history with them.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long while since we played Peterborough. Like, I can't remember us playing them that clearly. Really, it's been quite a while. Obviously, they've been in League One for a long time, and obviously they are struggling as we'd expect them to do this season. But I have seen them put up a few good performances. I think particularly at home, because I've looked at their results, and away from home they've only got one win all season, which has to be encouraging for us. And I know that at home is where they tend to get any points if they're going to get any at all. So yeah, I think it's got to be in our favour. I know we haven't been winning much recently, but we haven't been losing either. And drawing is frustrating, like losing is, but I prefer to draw. And I haven't seen many Forest fans complain about it, but I've seen a few that are complaining about it. But then again, I'd much rather be in this situation than we were under Houghton. I still have a lot of hope going into every game, and you can just see how together the team are and how much the manager's invested in us. I think Cooper clearly, he gets what Forest are all about and what Forest want, which is just brilliant. And I don't really think Houghton had that at all. So, Peterborough, be good to see us play them again. It should be a game that you should be winning quite fairly comfortably for championship level, but I don't want to write Peterborough off. I know they can be a good team on their day, but particularly away from home, they're not the best side. So I think we need to be making the most of that, really.
Yeah, definitely. I think I always remember when we beat them at their place 2-1. Obviously, a lot of people have memories of Peterborough with that Stan Collymore goal that set us up as well. So,
Yeah.
and I think they won that the dark properly. I think I know they beat Derby at home quite late. So,
Yeah,
which is always a positive sign for us.
yeah. I know they beat Birmingham as well. I think I remember they've drawn with a few good sides as well. I think they drew with Bournemouth, so they have got a few good results along the way. And I think the
Mm,
only team they've beaten away from home is Hull.
mm,
So they haven't really got the best record away, as we've said. But even at home, they're not the best, obviously, because in the situation they're in. But yeah, point is that they're a team that I think it is the perfect time to be playing them, given the fact we're drawing a lot. It'd just be nice to try and get a win, which just get our confidence up again. And especially given the Christmas period is always a bit hectic. I think we need to be getting a few wins just to really. I don't think 16th based off how Cooper's done. Obviously, results based, it is where we are, but I think we deserve to be a bit higher. It just feel a bit of a false position, the way we've been playing. We just need to be scoring more. Like I think we can create, but we just can't take our chances enough. And I've seen some people give Grabban a bit of stick, but at the end of the day, if he hasn't got the service, he can't really do anything with the balls he's getting. So he didn't really get great service against West Brom. He obviously didn't play against Luton and Reading, and we didn't really get the best service either. So yeah, that definitely needs to be an area that we're improving, really.
yeah, definitely. I do actually agree with that. We do need to finish that sort of attacking side of
Yeah,
things. I mean, we've gone from that from a 3-4-3 to a 3-4-1-2. I mean, I don't know if you
yeah,
notice it, but seem to be playing that more of a number 10 role now with Johnson and Grabban being that out and out
mm, yeah,
strikers. I mean, when we do attack, we seem to go to a 4-3-3, but when we seem to
mm,
be defending, we seem to be more of a 3-4-1-2 formation, if that makes sense.
yeah. It's Another thing we can adapt, which is great.
Mm,
Like we've said again, under Houghton, we just stuck with the same thing every time, and it was never ever going to work. In training, it was clearly the same exercises, and on the pitch, it was exactly the same. Teams knew exactly how we were going to play, but I just think little things like even though Taylor ain't the best striker, we can see how well Forest would normally be playing Grabban, but no, they're playing Taylor today, and that's going to probably change how they'd mark our striker. And if you're going to play, they might play her at the back, they might play four at the back. So I like the fact that we can do that, and we have options. You have loads of different options in attack. Mighton, Lolly, Zink, Johnson. You can play any of them, and I think you've got a good attack alongside your striker, of course. I have seen a few calls for Johnson to get rested because he's not, obviously, at the end of the day, he's a young player and he's been playing a lot of games recently, of course. And I know he hasn't really been quite as good recently, like since the international break was over. I don't think he's really hit the heights that he was doing before. Still a fantastic player, but he's not really had the best service either. And I don't think it helps against Luton when he was having to play up front on his own when he's not actually a striker. So it's a good problem to have, really. Having all these different formations you can play, and they've all worked to various different degrees as well. So that's good.
definitely. I mean, what's your score prediction for the Peterborough game?
I mean, I always just want to say 2-1 with Forest, but
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna. I think we can keep a clean sheet against Peterborough. So I'd like to say 2-3-0, but I don't want to be too arrogant about facing Peterborough. Ultimately, we haven't won that many either recently, but and again, Peterborough losing a lot, but not us. You've only lost one in like 12 games in the Cooper, which is incredible. I know Peterborough have had a few thrashings on the road. They've lost 4-0 to Blackburn a few weeks ago, and I know a struggling Sheffield beat them like 6-0. So if they can beat them, I think we can. So I'm gonna go 2-0 to Forest. I think that'll be a respectable scoreline.
Oh, very, very positive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
positivity.
yeah. So I'd like to say thank you for coming on.
No problem.
So thank you for watching, guys.